Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 172nd podcast.
This episode we bring you The Shadow Builders, a story from Turkey.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the
Activated Actors. We are back in Reno, Nevada, putting a new show together to bring out on tour. We are so excited. We've got 4 new stories that we are in production for right now. In fact, The Shadow Builders is one of the stories that we are putting together. So we're going to give you the audio version of that story today. But if you want to see us live on stage somewhere, we are in 9 states this summer.
Yes.
You can catch us in Arkansas and Connecticut and New Hampshire, Massachusetts,
Virginia, West Virginia,
Pennsylvania, Delaware.
Delaware? Not in that order.
No, not in that order at all. And North Carolina.
North Carolina, yes.
Is that 9?
That's more or less 9, yes. Anyway, there are 9.
There are 9 states that are having us perform at libraries this summer, so we hope that your state is one of them. We have got all new sets, new costumes. In fact, our costumes and props this year have exploded.
Yeah, we have so many.
We usually can put all of our props and costumes into one big, storage tub. That's what we usually carry our costumes and props in. For each story, we have one storage tub. This summer, no. This summer, we have gone to rolling wardrobe racks, 1 per story. Just to give you an idea of how big this new show is going to be. We're calling the new show Hammer, Nail, Tail-a-Tale, by the way. And it highlights the summer reading theme of Build a Better World. So we pick stories that have to do with construction and building and making the world a better place.
Yes, absolutely. And we just finished our year-long run of our last production, which was Tales Afoot. And we wrapped it up in Northern California, the San Francisco Bay Area and Modesto area. And we'd like to thank all of our podcast listeners who came out during those performances.
Thank you. We saw a lot of you out there. Thank you so much for coming.
The Guidry family of Oakland.
The Guidry family is the only one that we got their names.
Yes.
So we are giving them a shout out. Sorry, apologize if we did not get your name and give you a shout out. But if you do come to one of our live shows, please come up, say hi to us. Let us know you're a podcast listener. Give us your name and we'll give you a shout out. Thank you so much for coming to those live shows. They are a bit different than the audio versions. There is physical comedy, American Sign Language, and like I said, all the sets, costumes, and props. So we hope you can make it to one of our live shows. And they are mostly free. The public shows are sponsored by libraries. So if we are anywhere near you, please make an effort to come on down and see us. We'll give you a rundown of our July schedule after we tell you the story of the Shadow Builders.
So let's do it.
Are you ready for a story?
I'm ready for a story.
Alrighty. This is The Shadow Builders, a story from Turkey.
Long ago in the Ottoman Empire,
which we now call Turkey,
there were 2 friends.
One of them was named Karagöz, which means black eye.
The other was named HA-jee-vaht, which means, well, something.
And they were masons.
That means they built buildings with stone.
And it was very hard work.
But they made it more fun by telling stories while they worked.
Did I tell you about my friend Hodja and how he went to the marketplace?
No, what happened?
Well, he stopped where there was a pot of soup that was cooking on the stove. And he stood there smelling it. And then along came the cook, and he said, "Oh, okay, buddy, you have to pay me for that."
And what did your friend do?
My friend Hodja? Well, he took out 2 coins out of his pocket, and he clinked them together. And he said, "There, for the smell of your soup, I pay you with the sound of money." Now, in this country where Karagöz and Hacivat worked, there was a sultan.
That's sort of like a king.
Something like that, yes. And this sultan lost his wife.
How do you misplace a wife?
No. She, she died. That means that the Sultan was very sad. No. Not like that.
Oh, right. But he was very serious.
Indeed. He never, ever laughed. And he said,
I am the Sultan, and if I never laugh, then nobody else should ever laugh either.
He even made it a law.
Hear ye, hear ye. From this day forth, there shall be no laughing, chuckling, giggling, guffawing, chortling, snickering, or loud smiling in all the empire. Anyone who is caught being merry shall be locked up.
So nobody laughed anymore. Or if they did, they were very careful to do it secretly. All over the land, everyone looked just miserable.
Oh, they say that misery loves company, but I don't feel any better now that everyone else is as miserable as I am. What am I going to do? Maybe I need a new home. Yes, that's it.
So this Sultan decided to have a new palace built.
The grandest palace that anyone had ever seen.
Even grander. The grandest palace that nobody has ever seen.
And he hired the best workers to build it.
Including Hacivat.
And Karagöz. Oh, this heavy stone reminds me of my friend Hacivat.
How's that?
Well, one day he said to me, you see this big rock? When I was 20, I could not move it at all.
And now?
And now, he said, I am just as strong because I still can't move it just as far. Oh, shh. Here comes the foreman. Try to look miserable. Sorry if we made too much noise, sir.
Oh, we just love these stones so much.
Yes, but we will try to love them more quietly.
Okay, he's gone. Hey, did I tell you that I went to my friend Haja yesterday?
No, you did?
Yes, I went to his house and I knocked on the door. And when he came to the door, I said, my friend, I would like to borrow your donkey.
And what did he say?
Well, he said, I'm sorry, but my donkey is not at home. And I said, how can you say your donkey is not at home when I just heard it bray?
And he said?
He said, my friend, are you going to believe me or the donkey?
Now, all of their storytelling and secret laughter didn't hinder their work.
Oh, no, not at all.
Well, not much anyway.
And they made all the other workers very happy.
And because the other workers were very happy, they worked much better.
But one day, they told such a funny story that all the other workers laughed much too loudly and attracted the attention of the foreman. Shh! The foreman! Here comes the foreman! But Karagöz and Hacivat did not notice the foreman until it was too late. This time, they knew they had been caught red-faced. They were hauled before the Sultan, and the Sultan clearly did not find it to be a laughing matter.
So, Karagöz and Hacivat, since you two cannot stop laughing, I will stop the laughing for you. Off with their head!
So the workers continued building the palace, but they didn't work happily, and they didn't work as well. The palace they built was just stone and mortar. There was no laughter holding it together. The Sultan lived in it, but it was a sad and gloomy place, full of shadows, and every shadow reminded him of something sad or fearful.
So his servants tried desperately to cheer him up.
Maybe what you need is some juggling, sire, or some acrobatics, or some contortion. Here, maybe a nice fresh flower would cheer you up. Go ahead, sire. Smell it. It has a magnificent fragrance. Oh, excuse me, sire. I don't suppose you'd be interested in that thing I do with the pie. Yeah, right.
So the Sultan continued living in the palace, a sad man haunted by shadows, until one day...
What? What, sire, what?
Nothing. I just saw my own shadow and it looked a bit odd.
Oh, so odd shadows amuse your majesty.
Well, just a little. But nothing could ever really cheer me up again.
Oh.
Except...
Yes?
Well, it's awfully silly, but...
What?
Well, I once heard those two masons, Karagöz and Hacivat, tell jokes, and I thought they were very funny.
Karagöz and Hacivat? But, they're,
Yes, what a pity. Nobody else could hold a candle to them.
Hey, I'm getting an idea. Or else it's getting me. Excuse me, Your Majesty, there's something I must do.
And so the servant worked very hard, hammering and sawing and painting and sewing and cheerfully muttering...
Ow!
Until...
Okay, sire, the show's ready to go on. Take your place, please. And now, back by popular demand, the legendary, the posthumous, the royalty-free, the two and only shadow puppets, Karagöz and HA-jee-vaht. So, Karagöz, did I tell you about the time my friend Hoja...
Shh! No more Hodges stories. They will make us laugh and we will get into trouble.
I know. We might actually laugh our heads off. And what do you know? The Sultan himself actually began to laugh. Yes, the shadow puppets of Karagöz and Hacivat finally made the Sultan laugh again. And they made everyone else laugh again too. In fact, they're still making people laugh today. And that's the story of the shadow builders from Turkey.
Now, that is a legend, one of the legends about how the popular shadow puppet characters of Karagöz and Hacivat originated. They are very popular shadow puppet characters in Turkey. In fact, a few years ago, we visited the Museum of Puppetry. Is it called the Museum of Puppetry in Atlanta?
Atlanta, Georgia has
yes.
a great museum dedicated to puppets. Yes.
And there were a couple of Karagöz and Hacivat shadow puppets there that were about 100 years old.
Yeah, so...
This supposedly happened in the area of Bursa, Turkey, and every year in the city of Bursa they have a shadow puppet festival.
And as you can see, we picked that story to help highlight the summer reading theme, Build a Better World, because Karagöz and Hacivat were masons. They built things. They're construction workers. And we think that it makes the world a better place. They make the emperor laugh again.
They made everyone laugh again.
They made everyone laugh. So that is one of the stories that we are producing this summer. The whole month of June, we are in Arkansas. We did go over the details of that itinerary in the last podcast. It is on our website, activatedstorytheater.com. And on our Facebook page, too, there's a whole bunch of events there. So if you are in Arkansas, there 99.9% chance that there will be a show near you this summer in June. So right now we're going to tell you a little bit about the other shows we have coming up in July. So July 6th, we'll give you the rundown here. July 6th, we are at the Richlands Branch Library in Richlands, North Carolina.
And July 7th at 10 a.m., the Sneads Ferry Library, Sneads Ferry, North Carolina.
And that July 6th show was at 2 o'clock, Richlands Branch Library. The July 7th, we are also at the Swansboro Branch in Swansboro, North Carolina. That's a 2 o'clock show.
And Saturday, July 8th at 2 p.m. at the main Onslow County Library in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
And this will be our second time at all four of those libraries. We're very happy to be coming back to North Carolina for those shows. We also will be in High Point on July 10th. That will be two shows at the High Point Library, July 10th at 11 and 6:30. And this is probably our seventh time at the High Point
Something like
Library.
that. We've been there many times.
We've been there lots of times, so look forward to going back to High Point.
And Wednesday, July 12th at 10:30 a.m., the Pulaski County Library, Pulaski, Virginia.
July 13th, we will be in Pender County. You can catch us at 11 a.m. at the Hampstead Branch and 2 o'clock at the Burga Branch Library. And those are new shows.
Hampstead, is back in North Carolina.
Back in North Carolina.
And
then we bounce back to Virginia.
And then we go back to Virginia. Gayton, Virginia, Monday, July 17th at 10:30 a.m.
And at 2:30 on the same day, July 17th at Libby Mill Library at 2:30.
And that's
in Richmond.
That is in Richmond.
Stay in Richmond.
And then and that night at 6:30 we are at the Tuckahoe Area Library in Richmond.
And then the next day, we have 3 shows in the Henrico County Library System. July 18th, we are there at 10:30 at the North Park branch, 2:30 at the Twin Hickory area branch, and 6:30 at the Glen Allen branch.
Then Wednesday, July 19th, Sandston, Virginia at 10:30 a.m.
3 shows on July 19th.
Right.
You can also catch us at the Fairfield Library at 2:30, and that's in Henrico. And Verena Library? Verena?
I think that's Verena.
Verena, we'll say Verena. Verena Library at 6:30 on July 19th.
And then July 26th, we go over to West Virginia.
And we have 3 more shows that day. You can catch us at St. Albans at 10:30, Sissonville branch at 2 o'clock,
In Charleston.
and the Kanawha County Library at 6 o'clock.
Also in Charleston. On the 27th, 3 shows in West Virginia. The Dunbar Branch Library at 10:30 a.m. The Elk Valley Express Library in Charleston at 2 p.m.
And that show will actually be held at the elementary because that branch is too tiny. So
Yeah.
the elementary school.
And then at 6 p.m., the Riverside Branch in Bell.
And that takes us through July. And then I'll just give you a little hint here. We'll go over August. We'll tell you the details next podcast. But we will be in Wilmington, Delaware, Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Sinope, New Hampshire, Chatham, Massachusetts, South Norwalk, Connecticut, Blackstone, Massachusetts, Braintree, Massachusetts, Wellesley, Massachusetts. And that will be wrapping up our summer, as far as we know right now. That's why I'm going to hold off on those August dates because we are still getting bookings in. So if your library is up in the Northeast and you have they haven't scheduled their August programs yet, let them give us a call.
Yeah, we have more than 50 performances this summer.
Yes.
And in 9 states, so maybe there's one near you.
We hope so.
If not, it's still not too late to move.
Plan a trip.
Yes.
Plan a trip and follow us.
Yeah, summer is a good time to take a vacation across the country to, Arkansas, North Carolina,
Yes,
Virginia, West
why
Virginia,
not?
one of those states.
So we are looking forward to seeing everybody this summer. Thanks so much for listening. We will be bringing you a new story in about a month, and we're looking forward to that as well. In the meantime, we hope that you will #be activated, and we'll catch you next time.
Stay activated.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you. Read a story or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.